Hi, my name is Lynette, and I am a career specialist here at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library Career Center. Today, I'd like to talk to you about proper email etiquette while you're on the job hunt, the do's and don'ts to present a professional image. To begin with, let me share my screen so that you can see what I see. All right, let's get right into it. Something that a lot of people don't think about when they're on the job hunt is the fact that your email address is important. Specifically, if you have an email address that looks unprofessional, as in this picture, yomamaisaWookie@gmail.com, it might give a bad impression on hiring managers. So when you're on the job hunt, you want to have a professional looking email address that you're going to use when you apply for jobs. You're going to put this professional looking email address on your resume. You're going to use this address to communicate via email back and forth with the hiring manager. That way, they're not going to see you as somebody who's more fun than business. So here's some examples of how not to do it. hotmama@gmail.com, ilovecats@bellsouth.net, unless you're applying for a job at a cat shelter, and in which case this is a good idea, but for the rest of us, not so much. An email address that is just a random string of letters and numbers, that's going to be very difficult for them to type in if they want to send you an email. Have a little mercy. In general, you want to make sure that it's nothing too personal, nothing offensive, and nothing that uses someone else's name. If you and another person share an email address, don't use that email address for the job search. You want something that is entirely yours. It's going to raise eyebrows if the email address that you send for the job search has someone else's name on it. Here's how to do it right. Something simple and straightforward that includes your name in it, such as tmcdonald54@gmail.com. It needs to include at least your first or last name so that they know that they're contacting the right person. In general, just keep it professional. One aspect of emailing that some people aren't aware of is that you can be discriminated against based on your age if your email address advertises that in some way. Age discrimination is awful and illegal, but that doesn't stop it from happening every day. So the savvy senior citizen who's on the job hunt is going to do what they can to disguise their age in the early parts of the job search. So you do not want to put your birth year in your email address. johndoe1970@gmail.com. Anybody looking at that is going to assume that John Doe is at least 50 years old for being born in 1970. This is something you want to avoid. Instead, you can put the month and year, the month and the day that you were born. For example, John Doe 0704. He was born on the 4th of July, but we don't know what year, and we want to keep it that way. Some email domains are actually frowned upon by some employers as being old-fashioned. These would be the email domains that have been around since near the beginning of email, such as AOL, Hotmail, and on a local basis, BellSouth. If you have an email address with one of these domains, be aware that it may make employers see you as a little bit technologically out of touch. If you're worried about this, I would suggest getting a new email address with Gmail, Yahoo, one of the newer organizations. Next, let's talk about actually writing emails to potential networking contacts or potential future bosses. If you write an email such as, "Hey, I saw your post for a waiter and I want to apply. Here's my resume. Thanks, bye." This is not going to be a great way of making a first impression on a hiring manager. It's too casual, too careless. It's full of abbreviations, and there's no punctuation, there's no capitalization. It's one giant run-on sentence. It's very short, and it didn't really take the time to go into detail on why you want the job or what your qualifications are. This is not a sufficient professional introduction. When you are writing an email to someone that's a networking contact that you're asking for help with the job search, or to somebody that you're asking to hire you, you want to have a great first impression. You want them to see you as professional, hardworking, intelligent, and somebody who takes the time to do things correctly. So when you send an email, you want to pretend that you're writing a letter to your English teacher. Not just any English teacher, the mean one with extra red pencils, that English teacher. You're writing her a letter, which she is going to grade you on. In that case, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to use proper grammar. You're going to capitalize and punctuate your sentences correctly. You're going to use full sentences, avoid abbreviations, and in general, make sure you don't sound too casual. These are the things you want to keep in mind when you're writing an email for the job search. Something else you want to keep in mind is to check your email regularly and return messages right away. You need to be checking your email at least 3 times a week while you're on the job hunt. Because for a lot of employers, that's the only way they're going to get in touch with you. They won't call you, they won't text you, they'll do what's easiest for them, which is to email you. And if you're not regularly checking your email, you might miss important messages like, "We'd like to call you in for an interview tomorrow." If you get that message 5 days late, oops, opportunity missed. So make sure that you check your email regularly while you're on the job hunt and return messages quickly, because that's just the polite thing to do. All right, that wraps up today's video. If you have any questions, please give us a call here at the Career Center. If you liked today's video, please hit like, and if you'd like to see more content from us, please hit subscribe. Thank you so much.